Welcome back to the VTuber news. This is Salvi, the one who resides on the right side of your screen most of the time, and I'm here now just to remind you guys that I do have a goal for, at the very least until my birthday in June. I would love to be able to reach 20k subscribers, so if you could please subscribe and continue to watch these videos whenever you have a chance, I would really appreciate it. Just a small reminder, of course, and do enjoy the rest of the video. She is being called out over a short that she made and posted on Twitter. Today we're talking about Trina Duhart. It was a voice actress and VTuber on Twitch, YouTube, and Bilibili. She started voice acting in 2014, became a VTuber, later on when the VTuber craze happened. She does do a lot of things. Let's take a look at what ended up happening overall. We have this, which is, her doing other things around here. She's, doing her regular stuff, as we can see here, and this is the one that ended up getting her into trouble. This why you should enlist in the U.S. Navy. Let's take a listen to
Everyone,
this.
Real talk. People ask me all the time why someone should enlist in the Navy. Well, the answer: opportunity. Skills, education, travel, healthcare, steady pay, and real-world experience you don't get sitting at home. You can learn a trade, see the world, and be part of something bigger than yourself. And no, I am not a recruiter, but this is very important. Do your research first. The Navy isn't one size fits all. Look into rates, duty station, sea versus shore duty, contracts, advancement, and lifestyle. Talk to sailors, not just recruiters.
And I think part of this is the way that she looks. The way that she definitely looks like she's in the Navy. I think the one reason why she did all this whole thing to begin with is to feed into the kayfabe or whatever that, she's an admiral, all that kind of stuff there, because she calls herself Admiral Trina. It's to feed into the whole kayfabe of that. And yes, she's actually being sincere in the sense that if you want to join, you can join. If you want to join any of the armed forces of any of the countries that, whichever country you are a part of, you of course do your research first. That is a common sense approach, but holy moly, I would go further down than here, but there are some things that I just don't want to show. It says, actually a bad video, especially on how the word is put up. Honestly, it adds more fuel to the fire. I think you go for PMC, private military corporation, things, like BlackRock and things like that. I think less stress and better accommodations. The PMCs are like one big, very well-known one that is well-known for the wrong reasons is a Wagner Group of Russia. They are private organizations that are given permission to do military things, usually contractors, etc., that the militaries use to for bad reasons. Honestly, the PMCs usually do bad stuff. Not all the time, but they're used for things that can give plausible deniability to a country. So you do with that what you will. See the world straight from the retired Navy dad. Sure, you get to see the world until some dumb F gets drunk, tries to hit on the first woman he sees, and then the entire ship gets restriction because him and his buddies got in a fight with the local cops. Happened a lot. Just ask the Okinawans. The Okinawans know a lot about people stationed in their country. Okinawa is a part of Japan, by the way. So yeah. You have, this is a bad video, the things that I said here. Really clamped down on that hard since dad's time. One port call, one of our idiots decided to get in a drunk brawl with local law enforcement. He had to deal with the aftermath as well as being restricted for the rest of deployment. The rest of us were talked to, but allowed to go through. They call that a Tuesday. Other people here. And it says, join the Navy, kind of like it's subliminal message type of thing. Here, not here to convince anyone to join the fleet. Same day you post this. Effing lol, man. Just admit you're a psyop and get over it. She got a lot of hate for this. A lot of hate for this. You didn't watch the second half where she said talk to actual sailors, not recruiters, and look for the rates. Y'all acting like QAnon of VTubing at this gal or Tomoe. It's crazy. So, basically, Tomoe Umari also is someone who is active military. She never mentions her station. She never mentions anything like that because that is against the rules of an active military personnel. So she's even said that recently where she says that it is against the rules of active military personnel to, seem like a recruiter or anything like that. So she would have gotten in trouble if she had said anything of that sort, like anything that Admiral Trina's, admirals over here, this VTuber is saying over here. They are actually not any part of the U.S. military or militaries anywhere else. That's why they can say these things. Tomoe is clear on saying that you shouldn't join unless 100% sure you respect that. You have to be doing this on purpose or you're just really bad at it. And continuing here. Yeah, no, I'm happy to not serve in a war machine. And again, in the quote retweets, she is getting flayed alive, pretty much. Finally have our first Israeli VTuber, 100% organic VTuber that's just coincidentally posting recruitment ads. At the same time, morale is at low, and the commander-in-chief is publicly announcing war crimes. She has just as much blood on her hands as the people pressing buttons to bomb children. Absolutely vile. Again, people taking this a little too seriously, in my opinion. Israel is paying VTubers to get US Americans to enlist themselves and die in pointless war for them. Again, people are treating this like a psyop. Really crazy. It's really wild. Don't care if she isn't a psyop or if she is. This is in poor taste, especially with what's going on in Iran. Military propaganda with anime girl painted on the front is still military propaganda. Yeah, they're treating her like a propagandist. They're treating her like, she is a psyop. She is being paid by the military, etc., etc., etc. Now, will I say this was bad timing? Yes, this was horrible timing. I will say that. It's horrible timing to put this out right now when there is a very unpopular thing happening in a certain part of the world that is always having unpopular things happen, and has been a powder keg for ages now, because there are sides that are doing really horrible stuff to civilians, and that really sucks. Not a recruiter, using straight up recruiter video B-roll. Well, yeah, I mean, she's feeding into the thing. Here's the thing, like I said before, my personal opinion is this was bad timing. This kind of feeding into the kayfabe or whatever it is wasn't bad timing. This satirical thing, I was gonna say satirical, but satirical thing is it has bad timing. And there could have been some better timing on this one, but that is as far as I'll go. I don't think she meant to do this intentionally to inflame anybody, to get anyone angry, to get anyone wanting to even join the military. It was just, I think, personally, kind of, feeding into kayfabe, feeding into the whole Admiral Trina aspect there, and things like this. You don't see recruitment boosts at anime conventions anymore. Just stick psyops in your communities and spew propaganda at you to join up. So yeah, she got a lot of hate. And the agency that, is behind her says, in light of recent events, we would like to speak out against defamatory statements directed towards a valued member of our team, management. To our valued community, at Virtual Pulse, we stand firmly behind our talent, Admiral Trina. Recent discussions surrounding a personal post have led to a wave of harmful assumptions and mischaracterizations that do not reflect what she is or what she represents. We want to be clear, our talents are individuals entitled to their own perspectives, and they deserve to express themselves without being subjected to harassment or defamation. Admiral Trina is a valued member of our organization, and she has full support. We will always prioritize the well-being, safety, and professional integrity of those under our banner. We encourage respectful dialogue within the community. However, targeted harassment, false accusations, or attempts to damage the reputation of our talent will not be tolerated. Virtual Pulse was built on the principle of respect, growth, and opportunity. We will continue to uphold these values in how we support and protect our team. The owner and CEO, Justin Peel, is the one who did this. I deeply respect Virtual Pulse for doing this. Holy crap. If every agency could do this, and not throw people under the bus, VTubing would be in a much, much better place. Wow, some people really need to settle down. Criticism is one thing, straight up personal attacks are another. Be better and know the difference. The people attacking her are the type of people that probably would try to dox her, to be honest with you. If they could figure out a way to dox her, they probably would at this point. If you're just going to be cowards and hide all the replies, why even leave the comments open? Here saying, people saying F off. Is your talent being paid or manipulated by the state actor to put a positive spin on the military for recruitment purposes? Of course they're going to get hate, but still, they're supporting their talent, which is the way that it's supposed to be. Not hiding disagreement, we're hiding harassment. Respectful criticism stays up. Comments that only serve the purpose of being disrespectful are the ones being hidden. Sure, buddy, keep digging that hole. Harlequin video editor. I'm sure it will work out for you. One of the hidden replies is this one. That I will agree. That has no substance. This has no substance. It's saying, oh, the ukulele apology. This has no substance, though. You're not doing a valid criticism. You're just kind of using a meme. I can understand why that's being blocked, to be honest with you. As a Canadian, or like hidden in this case. I had a VTuber telling me to join the army every time they seen them. I would be pissed. Like, yes, go veterans. Yes, go active military personnel. Woot. However, people use VTubers escapism, not the real world. Your CEO is a rent-a-cop who held a gun at women's chests. You see Hell's Police. Now, this is constructive criticism, and I'm glad they left this up. And if you have here, Peel put his hand on his taser. She walked over to him and said, "This Sunday, we're supposed to have unity." Peel then pointed a gun directly at B's chest. Janae pushed B to the side and stood in front of her. See, that is legit criticism there. If someone is a loose cannon, then of course you have to be very careful. Still, I will support their supporting of their VTuber. Because guess what? Simple as this. If you don't like a VTuber, like, I don't watch Animal Trina, not in it because of anything she said, but because I didn't even know she existed before this came into my feed. But she seems like a good VTuber from what I've seen. A VTuber that stands behind her own principles. Could be principles that you don't stand behind, and that's perfectly fine. You know, just constructive criticism always. Don't go harass. Don't go just spread hate. Don't go spew hate. Like I said, constructive criticism always wins out in the end. Constructive conversation always wins out in the end. Kamui says your talent posted why you should consider joining the Navy video in a company that is owned by a service member the day after the commander-in-chief threatened to eliminate entire civilization. Talent is warranted every drop of criticism? Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. You can criticize. Absolutely you can. When it comes to overly, you know, attacking, etc., that's something different. You can criticize all you want, of course. Constructive criticism all you want. Like me saying that was a bad look, me saying that was a bad timing on the whole thing, that is constructive. And saying, you know, choose your timing better, that's also constructive. But I will not go against whatever she believes, of course. Veteran owned by virtual talent idol agency. CEO is a sergeant in the U.S. Army, not a veteran. Do you get now why people think she's a psyop? I can get that. I get that now. And it says, a virtual post service full-time police officer. I'm also a sergeant in the U.S. Army Reserves. So he's in the Army Reserves, which is a part of the military. And yes, I can understand why people are like, something's weird. I do not disagree with people thinking, something's odd. But, of course, like I said, constructive criticism, don't attack. And a lot of people just attacked her and, you know, went really too far in what they were saying, in my opinion. Again, that's my opinion. Let me know what you guys think down below. And I will leave it at that. And like I said, leave your comments down below. Really appreciate it. Ooh, subliminal messaging. Follow the squirrel. Subscribe to the squirrel. This is not a psyop. This is just me being a dumbass. Ooh, subscribe. It appears as though KATLIENTE got herself into another bit of an issue with her talking to Dan Clancy and him saying that lurkers are a negative term. It is not a negative term. I'll just say that right now. Lurkers are the lifeblood of a channel, and I absolutely always appreciate a lurker. Always. And this person, High Roll Fashion Week, says, I disagree with Dan Clancy when he said that lurkers is a negative term. I said it's not. He said it is. My follow-up question was automated for no reason. Honestly, don't understand how Twitch works anymore. Shake my head. Here we go with the automod. Hey, your message has been checked by mods. Has not been sent. The High Roll Fashion Week, soon in the future, address the irregularity in Twitch pausing streams randomly for viewers who are actively chatting and participating. So things like that. But the main thing I'm covering here is the fact that people had an issue with KATLIENTE being on there. Of course, people had their issues with people, you know, calling lurkers something negative, which they are not. They never are anything negative. They are people like myself. Hell, I'm a lurker. Someone who will just be there kind of because I always get nervous about talking and stuff like that, even if it's in one of those spaces. But going on to the main crux of the issue is this. It says, reminder that the girl interviewing Dan Clancy is the person who doxed my entire government name. My middle name was never public because I'm named after my aunt who passed away. She also clickbaited my cancer in her video. In her video title, I remember that. I did criticize her for that. I did make a video on that when it did happen. I think it was over a year ago. And lied saying I beat it when I did it, causing my friends to reach out to me and fans freaking out in excitement just for me to have to cry and break their hearts saying, no, I'm still fighting. And that's heartbreak. You had down here. And that's why I done have a Twitch. I just don't trust my data with them. I saw enough. I'm surprised she still has a platform, let alone people still watching her. What she did was terrible. I first found her when she did breakdowns of her monetary analytics to give me better insight. Then I found out her entire content structure is around drama and tea. Here's what happened with KATLIENTE. KATLIENTE was originally someone giving advice on Twitch on, how you can make it a better channel, how you can do better, how you can do this, how you can do that, how you can improve your metrics, etc., etc., etc. She saw that didn't show very much growth. So what did she do? She pivoted to just straight out drama. And I'm not talking about talking about news and stuff. I'm talking about straight drama. That's what she pivoted to. And boy, did it do well for her. She ended up getting hundreds of thousands of views on it. And she pivoted her content after that fully to drama. And that's the thing. This girl is just a clout chaser. She got royally messed up for the dokibird drama. I remember the dokibird drama. Mishandling when she tried to use the platform as a gotcha reporting for something she didn't have full receipts on. Half of her content just feels like she throws darts at a poster board for research topics and makes the rest of the S up. Yeah, she does have to, pull back a lot of times because she does mess up on her reporting. Not surprising that Dan is streaming with her. He only associates with the most vile people on his platform. Honestly sickening that she still has a platform, let alone gets invited, given opportunities like this. Really shows how forgetful the internet is. Yet the internet never forgets on some things and absolutely forgets on others. Absolutely. When it comes to horrible drama trolls like her, the hurt they've caused, keep being a legend, Alicia. She also gives out shitty advice on TikTok on how to become a successful streamer, and only about 5% of it was actually helpful. The same chick that keeps on changing her CC name to try and avoid any blowback. Yes, it was KATLIENTE, then Cat and Chat, and things like that. So she did change a couple things. We have Rosie Bell Moo, another VTuber, a cow VTuber, Twitch, YouTube, Gamer Subs partner, who also got affected by her. I've been debating bringing it up, but this is the girl that made drama content that was incorrect about dokibird a while back. The one who pivoted from streamer advice to VTuber drama and didn't do any diligence. The girl is sitting next to Dan, if it matters. Mama Oko says, LMAO, she got an interview with him. I do wonder what she had to do to get that. She also clickbaited people using the Alicia Life VT cancer and misinformed people thinking she had beat it at a time when she was still receiving treatment. She'd done some disgusting stuff, and it's wild that she's treated like some authority or worthy of any respect. That's true, like what we mentioned before with Alicia herself saying it. And then we have here, Caliente has done it to multiple VTubers. These are Tamari, another wonderful commentary VTuber. They do have some takes. They do definitely have some takes. It's just like Mama Oko has some takes that a lot of people don't like. I personally have no issue with people's takes. I just let them do what they go and do. I have nothing against anybody, whether they have takes that I like or I don't like. Continuing. And some are much smaller than Doki, like the Lollipop stuff. Oh, I remember that. The Lollipop was people who had a group who was being harassed for having chibi type characters and doing stuff with chibi type characters. And Caliente kind of added fuel to the fire on that one. I literally added gasoline to the fire and made it much, much worse. Doki was still the worst though, because she wrote the document herself and tried to portray it as an independent call out. I had forgotten about that one still, but yes, I tend to stay away from this sort of thing, but I try to stay informed if I can. Tina the Terror, another VTuber out here. Don't really think she ever left. Think maybe she didn't upload video for a couple of weeks, but her content continued for some reason, for some time. I just think she got less engagement now. She does have way less engagement. I think people maybe don't know her history if they don't keep up was all. I think it's best to just be cautious and informed, and people continuing to, show off things like this. Nalithia VTuber says the girl interviewing Dan Clancy made a drama video on me, Banana Juju, and Dokibird. In that, she told a bunch of lies and weaponized her community to harass us and our communities. Disappointing to see Twitch support creators whose entire career is built on harassing VTubers. I also spread misinformation about me without doing any research last year. Just another B. Same for me. She never reached out. She just made up S based on misinformation of some community members. No research, no double checking, no nothing. All of that to fabricate artificial drama for clicks. Oh, on this, to all my clients and fellow artist friends, filed a chargeback on that. That was the whole situation that happened here. Yes, Laura refused to finish the commission I paid and tipped her already up front. She provided me with the PSD file that was unfinished and with mistakes. Her TOS didn't allow me to finish or fix it myself. I tried to resolve it with her per email, but she blocked me. Yeah, I found out a bit later, but then by then, I already unsubscribed from her. Honestly, I've been looking for someone who is truthful, gets more to the point, and stuff talking about art and VTubers because, like, I know what's going on, but I can't find anyone yet. Also, Docs Alicia likes VT, Alicia the VT as well, as we had mentioned before. A lot of people are, calling her out on this, calling it the most insufferable stream collab of all time, and yeah, a lot of people don't like the whole situation that happened there. I myself being one of the people that heavily criticized KATLIENTE, Cat and Chat, or whatever the heck she calls herself now, for what she did to many VTubers out there. I made sure to call it out because it needs to be called out. You can't just be doing stuff like that and causing pain, and specifically, like, the whole thing with Dokibird about her writing a doc on it and then pretending like it was a doc that was given to her. That was real BS, honestly. But that is what I have to say about this. Of course, let me know what you guys think below. I think if I have it wrong, if I have it right, just let me know. Let me know in the comments. Hololive English has announced the Uwo drink. I believe it was announced a while back of that they were possibly going to be getting new drinks, that type of thing going on, as teased before. Not announced, but teased. Now the Uwo Drinks x Hololive English collab has been fully announced, and that they are actually preparing for it here on for pre-orders. And who cares about cookies at this point? This is the pre-orders here for all of them. And the ones that they have here, that's actually another product. Let's take a look down here for the other products they already have. Verdina, but they're having Sparkling Cherry for Raura Pantera. They're having Sparkling Star for Takanashi Kiara. And Sparkling Apple for Cecilia Immergreen of Hololive English Justice. As well as Raura Pantera is from Justice. And Kiara is from EN Myth as well. And we are taking a look at Uwu. Uwu Drinks says the wait is over. Uwu X Hololive English pre-order is now live. Together with cover, Uwu proudly brings the spirit of Hololive English to Europe in a special collaboration made for the community. Blending premium design, iconic flavors, and unmistakable charm of the participating talents, this edition marks a very special moment for Uwu and fans alike. We're excited to officially unveil the first lineup of this collaboration featuring Takanashi Kiara, Rara Pantera, and Cecilia Immergreen, one-of-a-kind release, created with passion, made to be remembered. And this is going to be, looks like it's going to be a line that's going to continue. You all crashed our website. Please bear with us while we fix it. That was 16 hours ago. Website is back at full speed. Thanks for your patience. Monia says, no mix pack. Sag, you have here. Is there any chance you would sell individual stands, keychains separately? I am in the US and can't buy the drinks. So, with each one of these, they do have, it looks like they do have some, keychains and other merch involved in there for each and every one of them. As you can see here, the card, the keychains, the merch as a full set. And people are asking if it can be done separately because, you know, they don't live in the EU and it most likely won't be able to be shipped to the US. Either way, the European boys and gals are going to be, and everything in between, are going to be eating well, it seems. Love it. Love to see it. Very glad this is happening.
I'll turn off the light and I'll finger wag you so I go, wow, I'm finger wagging you so fast you can't even see it. Actually, I can't wag my finger that fast. I think because I'm so touch-starved, if I ever did get into a relationship, I would just be like, no, I need to like grab your cheeks and like, I need to be able to grab your cheeks and stretch them and then your face cheeks, your face cheeks, your face
I was like,
cheeks,
what
your
cheeks?
face cheeks.
I was like, what cheeks are you talking about again? Cleo IT. Cleo, remember, this is the internet. We are a bunch of degenerates here. We're all degenerates here. It's like, what are you doing with my cheeks? My cheeks are not for stretching. They're not for clapping either. I clap other, I don't even do that. I was gonna say I clap other people's cheeks, but I don't even do that. Other people's cheeks are meant for clapping, not mine. God damn it, that's what I meant to say. But sometimes it's just better not saying a damn thing, because I always get myself into trouble. Thank you guys for watching as always, and of course take a look, and if you enjoy everything, like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell notification icon, all those things that YouTube asks of you. Really do appreciate you. Have a wonderful day.